If you have found your way to these words, it is no mere coincidence. Your guardian angels have orchestrated this moment, weaving the threads of divine timing to deliver a profound message that your soul needs to hear. They speak of someone from your past, an individual who once held space in your heart, but chose to play dangerous games with the sacred trust you offered them. Today, the universe reveals that this person is now walking through the very shadow of pain they once cast upon you. The celestial realm whispers that you have journeyed through experiences that would break lesser spirits. Your path has been marked by resilience that few possess, and yes, you have tasted the bitter nectar of heartbreak that leaves its permanent mark upon the soul. Among all the faces that have crossed your life stage, one particular person emerges from the mists of memory like a haunting melody. This individual did not simply hurt you. They systematically toyed with the precious gift of your feelings, treating your heart as though it were nothing more than an object for their entertainment. But divine justice moves in mysterious ways, and the cosmic scales are now balancing themselves. The person who once carelessly shattered your emotional world is experiencing something they never expected. The razor, sharp edge of karma cutting through their own existence. They are feeling, perhaps for the first time, the crushing weight of the pain they so thoughtlessly inflicted upon your tender heart. The universe has a way of teaching lessons that cannot be ignored, and their education has begun. Let me paint the picture more clearly for you. This person discarded your relationship like unwanted clothing, tossing it aside for reasons that served only their own selfish desires and immature needs. They left you standing in the wreckage of what you thought was love, surrounded by the pieces of your broken trust. But here is what they could never understand in their limited emotional capacity. They found the depth and intensity of your love absolutely terrifying. Your ability to love without reservation, to give without expecting, to shine with authentic warmth, overwhelmed their unprepared heart. You became the first thought that danced through their mind each morning as consciousness returned, and the last whisper their soul heard before sleep claimed them each night. How could they not be consumed by thoughts of you? You are a rare gem in this world, a soul carved from pure gold, radiating kindness and authenticity in ways that intimidate those who have never learned to love themselves properly. While you may struggle to see your own perfection, viewing yourself through the critical lens that we all possess, to them you represented everything they secretly longed to become, but felt too inadequate to reach for. Your natural selflessness and the gentle kindness that flows from you like water from a sacred spring made them deeply uncomfortable. They gazed upon your light and felt their own darkness more acutely. In their heart they absolutely knew, that they were not worthy of someone who possessed your pure spirit and generous heart. This knowing terrified them because it forced them to confront their own limitations, their own emotional immaturity, their own inability to rise to the level of love you offered so freely. The guilt of their inadequacy and the crushing weight of their insecurity created an unbridgeable chasm between your two hearts. Rather than doing the brave work of growing to meet your love, they chose the coward's path of destruction. But understand this clearly, their excuses, no matter how elaborate or convincing they may have sounded, can never justify the deliberate hurt they chose to inflict upon your innocent heart. Their reasons were hollow justifications for behavior that was simply inexcusable. Now, in the quiet hours when the world sleeps and truth cannot hide behind daytime distractions, they find themselves drowning in reflection and suffocating under the weight of regret. The waves of remorse crash over them relentlessly, each one carrying vivid memories of the pain they authored in your life. They remember every moment they played with your feelings, as though your emotions were toys for their amusement. They recall how they mistreated your kindness, taking your gentle nature and twisting it for their own benefit. They are haunted by memories of how they completely disregarded your loyalty, throwing away your faithful heart to chase shadows and illusions that ultimately left them empty and alone. All of this destruction was orchestrated for their selfish motives, and now those very same selfish desires have turned into instruments of their own torture. They are feeling the sting of their actions in ways they never imagined possible. The person who once thoughtlessly manipulated your genuine emotions now finds themselves consumed with a desperate longing for something they threw away, your forgiveness. Their mind has become a turbulent storm of tormenting questions. What if they had chosen differently? How could they have been so blind to what they had? If only they hadn't used your pure emotions as tools for their own gratification. If only they had possessed the wisdom to appreciate the unwavering support you offered, the unconditional love you poured out like healing oil upon their wounded soul. These thoughts circle their consciousness like vultures, picking at the carcass of their peace. The weight of these regrets has become unbearable, pressing down upon their spirit like stones upon their chest. They yearn for absolution with every fiber of their being, desperate for some way to ease the burning guilt that has taken residence in their heart. Their desire is not merely to apologize with empty words, but to express the genuine remorse that now consumes them for the devastation they created in your life. They want you to know, with absolute certainty, that they are sorry, deeply, profoundly, genuinely sorry. They want you to understand that they too are now walking through the valley of pain, not as a way to escape the consequences of their choices, but as a recognition of the magnitude of hurt they caused and a demonstration of their authentic remorse. Day by day, their understanding deepens regarding the true extent of the emotional wounds they inflicted upon your spirit. This growing awareness makes their longing for forgiveness more intense and desperate with each sunrise. They are haunted by memories of moments when they dismissed your love as worthless, when they attempted to tarnish your beautiful character with their ugly words, when they played with your devoted heart as carelessly as a child plays with a discarded toy. They remember how they neglected your precious feelings, treating them as inconsequential while you were pouring your very essence into loving them. But karma is a teacher that never fails to arrive for class, and it has finally caught up with them in ways they never anticipated. Their own actions have painted them into a corner where regret, remorse, and crushing solitude are their only companions. In this place of isolation, they are forced to confront the mirror of their choices and see clearly the person they became when they chose to hurt you. They understand now with painful clarity that the past cannot be rewritten, that their wrongs cannot be undone with wishes or regret. But in their transformed heart, they dream of somehow changing your future, of finding a way to repair what they shattered. This person now lives within a vision of tomorrow where they have paid their dues in full, where they have offered sincere apologies that come from the deepest places of their soul, where genuine remorse has replaced their former callousness, and where you, in your magnificent grace, might find space in your heart to offer them forgiveness. They aspire to reach a future where they can stand before you as living proof that people can learn, can grow, can transform from their mistakes. They dream of becoming someone who might actually deserve your friendship, someone worthy of the light you shine into the world. In this envisioned tomorrow, they imagine themselves working tirelessly to rebuild the bridges they burned with their careless actions. They dream of showing you through consistent behavior that they have genuinely changed and grown beyond the person who hurt you so deeply. Their heart carries a desperate hope for an opportunity to repay the pain they inflicted with genuine kindness and authentic respect. They long for the chance to replace every moment of sorrow they caused with equal measures of happiness and peace. They dream of becoming someone who adds value to your life rather than someone who subtracts from your joy. Yet here is the profound truth that your guardian angels want you to understand completely. What happens next in this story is entirely within your power to decide. The divine messengers have offered you this insight not to pressure you toward any particular choice, but to arm you with knowledge that will help you make decisions from a place of wisdom rather than blindness. This revelation is not meant to rush you toward forgiveness before you are ready, nor is it intended to encourage you to hold on to grudges that poison your own peace. Instead, it is an invitation to listen deeply to the wisdom of your own heart and soul. Take time to reflect carefully on their past actions, to weigh their behavior against their words, and to decide for yourself whether their remorse carries the ring of genuine transformation or the hollow echo of manipulation. But remember this essential truth: you are the one who holds all the power in this situation, not them. Should they find the courage to seek your forgiveness, it is crucial that you understand this attempt does not need to disturb even one moment of the peace you have worked so hard to build. Since they were removed from your life, you have constructed something beautiful, a life filled with happiness, contentment, and authentic joy. Their actions, whether from the past or in the future, possess no inherent power to disrupt the tranquility you have discovered unless you choose to give them that power. The person you were when they left you no longer exists. You have grown stronger, more resilient, infinitely wiser. You have learned the sacred art of loving and respecting yourself, of understanding what you truly deserve, and of pursuing happiness on your own terms rather than seeking it through others' approval. You have mastered the skill of surrounding yourself with positivity and genuine kindness, with people who see your value and cherish you for exactly who you are. If they attempt to step back into your life, remember that you are under no obligation to change anything about the beautiful existence you have created. Your life belongs to you alone. It is independent of them and their regrets, and it will continue to be so regardless of their apologies or attempts at reconciliation. They cannot and will not disrupt the stability you have built unless you consciously choose to allow such disruption. And if you do choose to allow them back into your world, that choice is perfectly acceptable too. You are completely free to accept their apologies, to offer forgiveness, or even to decide to rebuild some form of relationship with them, but only if that decision comes from your authentic desire and serves your highest good. This choice must be yours alone, made in service of your peace, your happiness, and your brightest future. No matter what path you choose to walk, the key truth to carry in your heart is this: you hold complete power in this situation. The control over your life and your future rests entirely in your capable hands, not in theirs. Their remorse, whether genuine or performed, their desire to make amends, their hope for forgiveness, all of these things are secondary considerations compared to your well-being and peace of mind. You are protected by the loving embrace of the universe itself, surrounded by people who truly love and respect the magnificent person you are. You are strong beyond measure, capable of anything you set your heart upon, and deserving of only the very best that life has to offer. Your future stretches before you like an endless canvas, full of brilliant possibilities and beautiful new beginnings. You possess the strength and wisdom to make choices that serve your highest good, whether those choices involve this person from your past or not. The decision is entirely yours to make. So breathe deeply and easily, knowing with absolute certainty that whatever unfolds in the days ahead, you remain in complete control of your destiny. You will make the best decisions for yourself because you have grown into someone who knows their own worth and refuses to settle for anything less than they deserve. Let me close these words with a prayer that rises from my heart to the divine on your behalf. Heavenly Father, may your infinite wisdom continue to illuminate the path before this precious soul who has endured so much and grown so beautifully. Grant them supernatural strength to navigate through any memories of past hurt that may surface, divine wisdom to fully understand their incredible worth, and perfect peace to accept that the past actions of others can never define the brightness of their future. Encourage their heart to trust completely in their own journey, to cherish deeply the love and respect they have cultivated both within themselves and in the relationships that surround them. In moments of decision and seasons of uncertainty, let their heart remain completely undisturbed, radiating the profound tranquility they have discovered through their trials. Bless them with supernatural courage to make choices that serve their highest good and brightest future. As they embrace their past with wisdom, their present with gratitude, and their future with hope, continue to surround them with your boundless love and divine protection. May they always remember that they are cherished, valued, and destined for magnificent things. Amen. If these words have touched your spirit, and you feel the truth of this message resonating in your heart, type 333 to claim this divine message and all the blessings contained within it for your own life.